My name is Kimberly Bryant. I'm the founder and CEO of Black Girls Code. Black Girls Code is really focused on getting more girls of color engaged in the tech industry. So really teaching them the skills to become computer scientists, innovators, and really the leaders of the tech industry in the future. This is my first day at Techweek, and I was really excited to be at this very first panel around student engagement and how students can get involved in the technology industry. So really excited to see the youth component as a part of Techweek and hoping that's something that expands to other cities. One of the ways that we help girls see themselves in the industry is by putting them before role models that look like them and that have similar life experiences. When I started as an engineer like eons ago, one of the things that made the most difference in me really sticking and staying in the field was being able to see role models that I could relate to on a personal level. So mentorship is very important to the work that we do. We always want the girls to understand that while there's still a lot of work to do in terms of inclusion in the industry, there are women that look like them, have similar backgrounds, that have already been creating, a pathway yesterday and tomorrow. And I think that's really important to making sure they see themselves as being belonging. There's access from a standpoint of having access to technology tools and information that we need to look at to help families get connected. So that's when we get into issues of broadband access, making sure everyone has access to be able to even search for a job online and be able to have access to a computer or a device that helps them to do that. And I think the other part is really helping us to be communities be able to become creators with those tools. So that goes back to training and giving that skills-based learning to students, starting it as early as possible in school on into after-school programs like what Black Girls Code really focuses on. So I think that two-pronged approach is really the most important way to get communities that lack access now as engaged in the industry as possible. So we have to make sure that in communities like Kansas City and other cities and other suburban areas, other rural areas, we have a two-pronged approach to getting folks connected and engaged and involved. I absolutely think every city should have a program like Black Girls Code, which was one thing that I was very surprised with today on the panel, that there were not a lot of youth-based organizations in an after-school setting like BGC here in the Kansas City area. I think it's so important for kids to be able to participate in a non-school setting because it allows them to do things that may not necessarily feel free to do in a classroom, and they can do it in a way that there's not a lot of pressure to succeed or to get a grade. We're not giving a grade on anything. It's really about creating community. So I think all communities across the U.S. need something like Black Girls Code on multiple things that kids can really tap into and engage with, just like they would a Girl Scouts or a Boy Scouts, and that's what we hope to be, is like the Girl Scouts of technology. Really get engaged. If there's an organization like BGC that you have in mind or one that you want to tap into, get engaged. Get engaged as a volunteer, get engaged as a donor, reach out to organizations that are not here in the community, ask them to do things here. I think it's important because everyone can do something that can really drive this tech innovation industry.